totally just dropped my camera. I don't even know if you saw what just happened. That was crazy. Okay, so this is my second take trying to make your video, or your questions video, because the other one took too long. So I'm going to have to go through a little bit. I'm going to have to go through quickly because there are a lot of questions. Who was my favorite celebrity as a child? My favorite, two people come in mind, Aaron Carter and Hilary Duff. Because I was madly in love with Aaron Carter, and Lizzie McGuire was like the best show ever. What type of pets do you have? I have a Russian tortoise named Gorby, and she's very little right now. She's like that. She's little. She's really little. She's a little one. But she'll grow up to be like yay big, kind of supposedly. She's supposed to live for like 75 years, and she's only like 2 years old now. So. What is my favorite color? I have two favorite colors. My two favorite colors are purple and green because they are the best colors ever. What is most memorable about your high school years? Well, considering I'm only about halfway through, I'm probably going to have to go with the trips that I got to take and that I will be able to take in the future, you know. For choir this year, sorry, I have a broken toe, so I'm like, nothing with it. For choir this year, I got to go to Paris, which is unbelievable. And then last year, I got to go to Canada with band. And next year, I'm going to New York with choir. And then a week later, I'm going to the Bahamas with band. And that's so amazing, so exciting. What word describes me best? I am probably going to have to get back to you on that, just because I have no idea. Yeah, I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. There are a couple on here that I'm going to have to get back to you on just because it's too hard for me. What is my greatest accomplishment? I think living, that's a good one. Just because I've overcome a lot of stuff in the past couple of years. I've fought depression, drug use, eating disorder type of things. I used to, fail my classes and ditch school, and I don't anymore. I'm passing all my classes now. And just, I'm still standing today, so I guess that's what I'm thinking. What drives me every day? Probably my friends, or the people, just anybody that I love, which is everyone, holy moly. No, just like, the people in my life, and, I care so deeply about them, and making sure that they're all happy and good and loving, and, so yeah. What is my favorite food? It's really hard. There's a lot of good food out there. I want to say Stouffer's lasagna, but I think that's only because my mother is trying to convince me that my best friend's mom homemade lasagna is better than Stouffer's, and I don't think anything is better than Stouffer's lasagna. It's so good. But the one thing, my one weakness, I have two weaknesses. Girl Scout Thin Mints. You can't just have one Thin Mint. It doesn't work. I've tried. And that and mozzarella sticks, and they're totally gross. Like, every time I eat one, it's like, oh my gosh, my heart is stopping. But they're so good. They're so good. Where do you want to retire? I would love to retire someplace cool, like Hawaii or Australia or someplace, but who knows. What is my main goal for this year? My main goal is to make assistant drum major, and then, the school year will end in the last summer, and then be a good assistant drum major. I want to do a good job, and I want to be there for my band. Where would you most like to live outside of Napa? Hands down, San Diego, California. San Diego is the world's paradise. I love it there. Who do you admire? Who do I admire? I admire tons of people. I admire anybody who's ever, had a major struggle in their life and has come through alive, because I can completely understand where you come from, and, there's not a lot that people can bring to me that I haven't heard or that I haven't experienced, and I think, everybody is, I think every single person is abnormal in some way, so, yeah. Do I wear nail polish? I'm not right now. I actually have dirt under my nails because I was tanning all day. I do not. Well, that's a lie. I sometimes do. I'm not like frequently known for painting my nails, but I do sometimes. If I were invisible, where would I go? If I were invisible, I've actually thought about this. I would just hop on a plane because nobody could see me, and I would just go everywhere. Like, I would just go everywhere. Travel the world. I don't know why people wouldn't do that. It'd be the greatest. What traits in others are you attracted to? Definitely a good sense of humor. I think that's pretty much like the top of my list, and then everything else just kind of falls below a good sense of humor, just because I love laughing and I love making jokes and having fun, and yeah. And of course you have to have a good smile. I don't even know if that counts as a trait, but it's definitely important. What is the kindest thing anyone has done for me? That's another one I'm going to have to get back to you on, just because, like, people do awesome things for me, like, all the time, so I can't answer that right now. I'm going to have to, like, ponder years and years of nice things people have done for me. What would I do with $1 million? I want to be responsible and say pay for college, but I think I would take like $5,000 out of that and just go shopping, because I'm irresponsible. If I were on an island, who would you want to be with, and who would I want to be with, and why? I have two. The number one person that I would take with me is my best friend Tyler. He's like my brother. I love him to death, and I think I would take him just because he's amazing, and I don't know, I think he's the only person I could stand to be around for so long, even though he drives me crazy sometimes. I don't know. If I had a 10-minute speech to give at school, what would it be about? Gosh, I don't know. There's so much that, you know, teenagers in this day and age, I think need to hear, and I think one of the biggest ones is be nice to each other. Stop all this drama. It's so dumb. Sorry, paper's probably really loud. But just stop all the drama and talking behind each other's backs and, you know, crying because blah, 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 called you a bleep face, and it's like, shut up. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting angry at other people. And, yeah. So, and you still have one more question. What is behind the door? What is behind the mysterious door? And you will find out in a little bit. So,